Hey everybody, this is The Lighthouse Cool Comeback Cinema Volume 3. We're with Akao and his Luchs from the European server, and we are in Steps Encounter Mode South Spawn. There's no artillery in the game, a lot of mediums, and there's also 6 lights on the enemy team with 3 on his. Just 1 heavy apiece, and 3 TDs on the enemy team, 4 on his. So it's going to be a lot of highly mobile tanks running about. Great map for running about on. Lots of places to hide, lots of places to spot. And as we know, somewhere in the mix, there's going to be a comeback. So let's watch and see what happens. Now, I know he likes to run out to the middle here. And off he goes. Out into the rock and bushes in G4. How long he stays, I don't know. It depends on what he sees. If he can, he'll press farther to the north if the opportunity arises. Uh-oh, there's a medium behind him sharing the same rock. That can complicate the matter. It's hard for 2 people to hide in the same rock. And so he just going to move on. There's a little lesson in what not to do. If somebody's in a position behind a rock, don't pull up there and take the rock from them. Because a lot of times if they get stubborn and stay there, you both end up dying because of it. Neither one of you can move around and hide properly if there's 2 people on 1 rock, especially a small rock. So there's the command turds dialed in. His team has a good force out to the west, and 5 tanks or so, maybe 6, defending to the east, so it actually looks like they deployed pretty well. Meanwhile, the enemy team's pretty spread out. I'm kind of thinking if the west would just advance together, they could steamroll the west flank, but apparently they don't do that. The advantage of superior view range.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit.
Well, if that TD wants to stay there and let KO reload one more time, he's going to end up dying. He may have ducked far enough behind the rock where he won't have a shot now. But there's the AMX-40. Whack. Eventually, this damage he's dealing is going to end up coming back to haunt the enemy team, because there's a lot of tanks he's hit and got down at least half hit points. His team's falling apart in the west, though.
Target acquired.
The east seems to be doing fairly well. Oh, he tried for the 2 kills on 1 clip, didn't work, and here comes a Matilda. This isn't good. It helps that the Matilda can't shoot.
Target acquired. Penetration. Enemy armor is hit.
Ouch. Down to 3 hit points. He can't afford to get hit again. He can't afford to get rammed. He can't afford even a splash. And here comes the LTP. Things are looking grim. So he pulls up, gets the quick shot. Matilda should know right now he's reloading and to go. He's trying to go, but a Matilda's not all that fast. So we're going to play Ring Around the Rosie with rocks. A20's trying to come over. He's going to try to get ahead of his turret and dump a clip. Now he just has to play keep away with the gun here. Not that hard to do. It's becoming a little harder because he's trying to rotate now. But there's what not to do. When you're trying to catch up to a tank, you don't rotate your tank one way and your turret the other, because the net effect is your gun doesn't move. And he pays the price for that. It's back to just a 2-point deficit, 2-tank deficit. People do that. They try to rotate quickly, so they know, hey, if I rotate my tank and my turret, I can go faster and get my gun around. But then they confuse themselves, and they're like, oh, he's going that way, I need to reverse my tank, and they forget to reverse their turret. So the tank's rotating left, the turret's rotating right, and the tank they're trying to catch just is laughing at them while they reload.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit. Target unlocked.
They have it back to a 1-tank deficit.
Enemy armor is hit. Enemy armor is damaged.
And he ducks out of sight before he can get reloaded. Su-85 is getting gangbanged right now. Now it's down to 1-on-3. He's hoping he can catch him way over here at the end. Manages to get a reset off of that. Doesn't want to push his luck because he can't afford to have anything even land close to him. So he's going to move out and move around the cap circle. There's 2 other tanks out there somewhere. Here comes one at him, so he has to duck behind the hill real quick. A round from a Hetzer landing on him right now is a little bit of overkill all by itself. That thing can do major damage to him. Fortunately, he has a lot of time since it's an encounter. The Hetzer doesn't seem to realize he's way over here, so he's going to just circle around and maybe put some rounds back on the Hetzer. Has him down to half strength. Another clip can kill him off. Now there's 2 on cap. They're trying to force him to come to him. They know how low hit points he is. They just want to force Akao to show his face. If he doesn't, they win, and if he does, they're betting on the fact one of them can put a shot on him. So Akao has to be a little sneaky here. He's going to pop up, take a shot, and back up. So he knows where all the tanks are right now because the Hetzer is up in this area, which is a huge advantage for him. Here comes the TD. Chug, chug, chug. Trying to defend the cap. Keeping the bushes in between him, and he's going to come out behind the TD and take him out. Watch. There he goes, down to 1-on-2. And both locations are almost known down to the meter at the moment. So he gives it a fake to the south and then turns north. Hopefully at least one of them will be watching to the south if they were paying attention to him on the mini-map. There he is. Notice how he starts backing out before he even has the clip unloaded. That's because he can't afford to take a round in return. So if the last couple rounds don't hit target, oh well. I just need to get damage down, get the reset back out, reposition, and do it again. He knows the 95 is a one-clip kill now, and the Valentine probably is too. Trouble being, you're probably not going to get them both in one clip together, so you're going to have to pop in, get one, run away, pop in, get the next, and hope nobody shoots you. So they came off cap. Now they're finally saying enough of that. We don't know which direction you're popping out of. You're too fast. We don't have time to shoot you, so now we're going to go hunt you. So okay, so that's fine. I'm patient. I can kill each of you with one clip. Come, please come. Come find me. Come closer. I have candy. Now they're both back on cap. So they get off cap for a moment. Took a little look, didn't see him. Where'd he go? Like the auto owned guy says. And now they're back on cap. So now he gets to come in and go about it the original way, which is pop in, unload a clip, kill one, pop out, reload, do it again, win the game. And now they really have no clue where he might be, because given the time it's been since they last saw him, Akao could be coming in from any angle possible. They don't know which way to look. And here it comes down to a little bit of luck. Luck and a Luchs. Looks, it's like, are they looking your way or do they happen to be looking the other way? There's no way to predict that right now. He's trying to spot the cap area from a distance to see if he can get off a shot in safety, but it's not working. At some point you just have to go for it, and this is what he's going to do. See if they remember he came in on top of it. Nope, there's one gone. He tried for the second one to get more damage and it didn't hit. Dead tank blocked his way, but now if I was that Valentine, I'd be pretty worried.
I don't see the target.
Because it's almost guaranteed that if you stay on cap, you die right now. I don't know if he will or not. He should at least move, get one side, either take the north or south side and put his tank up against it, and then keep his cannon the other way so he can use armor. Well, he's going to move off cap. That's a good deal. Boy, if Akao was closer, this would be perfect because he's right on the other side. Let's see if he can squeeze this off here. You know he's going for it. Taking time to aim in. He gets a lot more damage. One clip now kills him. He doesn't have to worry about aiming on the next one. He's trying to let his shot aim back in between bursts just to try to get more rounds on target. The Valentine knows he's up this way, so he's coming. He's all loaded. He's going to come out, jump up, shoot, dead, win.
Vehicle destroyed.
It's a mismatch. It's 1-on-3, but it's a mismatch in favor of Akao. So kind of similar to the fight I had in the VK2801 here in the same map. And it ends out with the same result for the same reason. If you sit on cap, you give the person off cap a huge advantage. Now, if there were 3 tanks there and they were capping, or 2, and they both had weapons pointed opposite ways to try to cover more ground, that might make sense. But if you're sitting on cap and basically looking the same way, then that's just silly. And really, what would be even better, have one person on cap and one person in a bush, away from cap, overwatching cap, watching the approach to the cap area, so that as you came in, the scout would be spotted. But people don't think like that. They figure, we're both on cap, we'll force him to come to us. But what you're not understanding is there's a lot of ways he can come to you where you don't see him until he's already shooting at you. Now, if you weren't on cap, or if you had one person on cap and the other 2 people out to the sides watching cap, that would take that advantage away from the solo player. But it rarely happens, and when it does, a lot of times, then you go on to win the fight. When you sit on cap, most of the time, not always, most of the time, you're giving the advantage to the person or the 2 tanks, whoever, are trying to pull out a comeback, because they know where you are. And that means the world to everybody. If you're out there 1-on-1 and you have no idea where the enemy tank is, and you know you cannot take a shot because you'll die, much different ball game than when you're 100% certain that they're in one little circle of land, and now it's just a matter of, are they looking at you when you pop out or not? Huge advantage to you. He mixed up with the angles he was coming from, although twice he went up on top of that little hill and shot down at him. And twice they were totally unprepared for it, because I think they're certain that he's going to pop out from around a corner, because that's what everybody does. They go to a corner and pop out from around a rock. Nobody in their right mind goes up on top of the hill and shoots down at him, so that's what makes it so perfect. It's not what they're expecting. They're expecting the normal, and they got the abnormal. And Akao uses that to pull off a good win. In steps in counter mode, south spawn, pulling out a big comeback victory. Akao from the European server in his Luchs. Happy hunting.